overall, we got to enjoy a pleasant weekend. Rain did not put a damper on anybody's plans, and the heat did take a little bit of a break, rather the humidity did. And here's your current observation out of Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, 80 degrees. That feels like number is still about 84 just due to the dew point being so high after that sea breeze moved in. But winds are backing off for the time being, and they will overnight. And Viper radar remains completely clear, and we've had no issues with rainfall the last few days. I want to mention, as that temperature cools towards the dew point, I mentioned just a few minutes ago, this is more so an average for the area and also timing. Notice visibility will dip as fog will develop with those calm winds and clear skies, but very rapidly the visibility will improve. But some patches of locally dense fog, especially inland of I-95 and south of I-16, will possibly develop. But other than that, beautiful day on tap tomorrow. Just get past the heat. High temperature 94 degrees. That's going to feel like about 100 to 103, especially later on in the day once that sea breeze moves in, all the extra humidity from the ocean. But lots of sunshine. You won't necessarily get any breaks from the heat from the cloud cover or the rainfall at all. You have high pressure situated over the Piedmont of North Carolina. That is the heat dome we've been talking about, with the ridge of high pressure expanding over the entire eastern United States. Piedmont High also helping pump in extra humidity, and really not exactly a ton going on in our region, but that's going to lead to a building heat wave over this week. And above average heat is nothing to really laugh at in here across our region. But mentioning to start tomorrow, possible areas of locally dense fog, but that will lift very quickly, and temperatures will warm very quickly too towards the afternoon. It will be, I will say, a little difficult to get 90s right along the immediate coast, but Savannah, I'm going 94 tomorrow. Inland spots will also warm up pretty quickly. The evening will be warm and humid but bearable tomorrow because it's going to be a lot worse later on in the week. A touch warmer for your Tuesday, 5:30 in the morning. Again, still looking at temperatures in the low to mid 70s. The afternoon, though, by the way, I mentioned the morning, temperatures warming into the 90s by about noon. And then looking at mid to upper 90s inland, a low to mid 90s along the coast. That's going to feel like about 105 or so. And these heat index numbers are going to creep up through the week, and that's going to be concerning just due to how long this will last for our area. Much warmer Wednesday morning. I tell you what, if you're in the mid and upper 70s along the immediate coast, it's just an uncomfortable feel. More cloud coverage at times, but other than that, it's going to be downright uncomfortable Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures in the mid 90s for a lot of you. And those heat index values may prompt heat advisories and still uncomfortable. And also another warm morning Thursday, and the heat's going to be on with temperatures again trying to hit the 90-degree mark. This model wants to put a lot of cloud coverage and some disturbed weather, but nothing I'm really seeing in the extended forecast to mention that. The tropics remain clear close by. Nothing going on in the Gulf or the Caribbean, but you head about 450 miles east of Bermuda. There is an area to watch with about 40% chance of development. It is starting to develop some thunderstorm activity around the low-level center. This will possibly get a name or just become a tropical depression over the next about 48 hours before it eventually will fizzle out. No threats to the coastal empire or low country. Tonight, 73 degrees. Those temperatures inland make it a little cooler. Again, be mindful of the patchy fog early on. That dissipates quickly, and another hot day on tap tomorrow with temperatures up just a notch, and those winds out of the southeast do begin to develop. On the water, it will be quite hot, but winds out of the south continue to about 10 knots, 2-foot seas in the area. For what it's worth, low to moderate threat of rip currents along the immediate coast and Tybee Island and some of the southern-facing shores there and Hilton Head as well. But the main story in the 7-day continues to be the heat, and it will be quite unpleasant, especially as you get towards the middle of the week with a little bit more humidity in there. So I'm going to keep an eye out for those heat advisories, but we do get back to more normal conditions, say, by next weekend.
Well, maybe that's an opportunity to, take a beach day, wade in the water, maybe get a nice tan.
Absolutely.
Especially after all that rain we've experienced last week. I think we deserve some sunshine.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely some intense heat. There was also some intensity over in Omaha for the College World Series with